This courtroom session kicks off with immediate tension and, trust me, it only escalates from here. We're about to witness a judge who has clearly had enough of excuses, delays, and outright disregard for the court's authority. From missing defendants to shocking admissions like "I forgot," this case becomes a masterclass in how not to handle your legal responsibilities. But here's the real question. How far will the judge go to enforce accountability today? Will we see second chances or immediate consequences? Stick around, because what unfolds next is equal parts frustrating, eye-opening, and brutally honest.
Your Honor, I was on the phone with Jeremy at Mr. Robinson at 8 o'clock, and he was on his way there, and he said that he would be there by 8:30. I told him that we had to get the hearing over.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I deal with this every day.
I'm sorry,
I'll
Judge.
call it again at 9:12. You tell him to get his tail in the courtroom. I'm not sending anybody to look for him.
I will, Judge.
Okay? If he's
All
not
right.
here by 9:12, I'm issuing a warrant for his arrest.
Your Honor,
Yes.
if it's okay, I'm just going to stay on.
You do whatever you need to do. It's not
okay.
your issue.
All right. I'm going to call him right now.
Guys, I just don't get it. Am I crazy? I must be. People never pulled this nonsense before. You're all set. Now that you let me rant for 5 minutes. How you doing today, Lieutenant?
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good.
Call me back, Judge, when the case is called.
I will, thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Right out of the gate, you can feel the judge's frustration boiling over, and for good reason. When someone fails to appear in court, especially multiple times, it's not just an inconvenience, it's a direct challenge to the authority of the legal system. Judges deal with packed dockets, and every delay affects not just one case, but dozens of others waiting their turn. So when the judge threatens a warrant, that's not empty talk, that's a legal mechanism to compel compliance. Let me ask you this. If you were in that courtroom, would you see this as strict justice or necessary discipline?
Rodney Jamal Green. Yes, sir. 25U567473. Your name?
Jamal Green.
What brings you here? You've had a year to pay this, right? The ticket was issued on St. Patrick's Day in the year of our Lord 2025. You didn't show up in April. You didn't show up for your show cause in August. And now here you are, and you're going to ask me for time to pay. See how smart I am? I mean, it's just a replay. How much do you have today?
I don't have anything.
Why not?
Well, really, actually, I forgot about it.
You forgot about it.
And there it is, the moment that instantly shifts the tone of the entire interaction. I forgot. That might seem like an honest answer, but in a courtroom, it's one of the worst things you can say. Why? Because it signals negligence, not hardship. Judges are often willing to work with people facing real financial or personal struggles. But forgetting a legal obligation suggests a lack of respect for the process itself. Notice how the judge immediately challenges that statement. This isn't just about money anymore, it's about responsibility. So what do you think? Should honesty like this earn leniency, or does it actually make things worse?
So
That's a wrong thing to tell the judge.
well, what happened was.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, it is.
That is the wrong thing to tell the judge. I forgot about it. Okay? I don't know how you can forget about it. I wouldn't forget to pay my taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
I want to forget to pay my mortgage. Where do you work?
I actually do transportation, but I was actually going through a separation with my wife, so I hadn't been out here. And I totally slid.
You make it sound like you live in Brownstown, right?
Yeah, but we're doing a separation, so I kind of standing rumless these last like.
It's not that far.
Yeah, but I didn't get the memo, so it was like it was.
Didn't get the memo.
Just my house that was a little off, so it didn't.
How old are you?
I'm 40. But
Time to grow up, don't you think? Tell me when you're going to pay this.
in 4 years, son.
I can give you a payment.
No, I just want the warrant because I got.
I'm not lifting the warrant. No, listen to me. You just want the warrant lifted. Why do you need the warrant lifted? So you come in here and you want me to do you a favor when you've been spitting on us for 11 months and now come in here at 11 months and now come in here and tell me I just want the warrant lifted. Maybe I don't want to lift the warrant. Maybe I want to send you to jail.
Now we're seeing a deeper layer of the court's role, not just punishment, but evaluation. The judge starts breaking down the defendant's income, work hours, and lifestyle choices. This is actually a critical part of many hearings involving fines or missed payments. Courts often assess whether someone truly cannot pay or simply did not prioritize paying. And here, the judge seems to lean heavily toward the latter. It raises an important point. At what stage does financial struggle stop being an excuse and start becoming accountability? Drop your thoughts, because this is where opinions usually split.
You think I'm kidding, don't you? I get,
I don't think you can.
what do you need the warrant lifted for?
I mean, because I drive.
Well, maybe, listen. You have ignored us completely for 11 months. I don't want to hear I forgot about it. That's not an issue. You didn't forget about it. I mean, if you forgot about it, then you're even more irresponsible than I think. And that's hard for me to imagine at this point. I want the warrant lifted. I wanted to be president. We don't get everything we want. You come here with no money. Why aren't you working? You said you do some transportation. How much do you make?
I make 18 hours.
How many hours do you work?
Like 7, I'm pretty sure.
70?
7 hours a day is we get about
How many days do you work?
4. We got
4?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So you work 28 hours a week. Why aren't you working more? Prime earning years of your life. 28 hours a week, $18 an hour. That's somewhere in the neighborhood of $520 a week gross. You gotta make. Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Why aren't you working?
I don't know, Barbara, it's just been slow, so I just do transportation.
I wish everybody could do this just for a couple of days and we'll find out how irresponsible society is. You know that?
I can pay for the first.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
This is a turning point, and honestly, a bit of a lifeline. Despite all the frustration, the judge offers a structured payment plan instead of immediate jail time. That's significant. Courts often prefer compliance over punishment. And this weekly payment system creates accountability while still giving the defendant a chance to fix the situation. But notice the warning: missed payments without communication, and that warrant comes right back. So here's the real takeaways. Second chances exist, but they come with strict conditions. If you were in this situation, would you feel relieved? Or under pressure, knowing the margin for error is now 0?
Where are you going to get that kind of money?
I'm gonna get it from my dad. Well, I just wanted to get this cleared up.
I'm going to let you pay 50 a week and we're going to start this beginning. Now, I don't care if you want to get it from your dad, you get it from your dad. Pay 50 per week beginning February the 20th. If you don't have the money, I'm reissuing the warrant. Okay? If you call the court, you say, Judge, I don't have the money, I had a bad week. No problem. But you can't do this. You got to act more responsible than this. So you call the court. If you don't have the money, no problem. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom. I'll give you an extension. Stop ignoring courts. It's a bad habit. Good luck. Knights Lane Holding LLC. You're all set. 25B82558, 25B82632.
The voting. Okay, we're to the vote.
Ma'am, what is your name? Whoa, 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 whoa. You got to go 10 times as loud as that. Nice and loud.
So that's already.
What is your position with Knights Lane? You're not a lawyer, are you? Or are you? Listen, so now this has blossomed. Actually, this is Judge Heston's case, isn't it? Heather, I think this is Judge Heston's, right? Or not? Oh, you got show caused.
Now we shift into a completely different type of legal issue: corporate responsibility. And this is where things get even more serious. When a company fails to appear in court, especially multiple times, it can escalate quickly into contempt charges or even criminal liability. The judge immediately points out something crucial. A corporation cannot represent itself in a criminal matter. It needs a licensed attorney. That's not just a suggestion, it's a legal requirement. So the big question here is, was this confusion, poor management, or outright neglect? Because in the eyes of the court, those distinctions matter.
Show cause the owner. Where you been? Why haven't you shown up?
I was trying to coordinate with the city about this, and I already,
We've sent notices out.
the one that I,
Wait a minute. I want you to listen to me. I can't hardly hear you. You haven't shown up in this courthouse on 2 different dates that we gave you. And now we had to show cause you as the owner as to why you shouldn't be held in contempt and be sent to jail. Listen, you need a lawyer. And you need a lawyer fast. You need to hire a lawyer. You can't represent the corporation on a criminal case. Why you been blowing us off? Now keep your voice up. I need to hear you. I can't hardly hear you.
I don't know, I needed to come to court. This was the first time I saw the notice that I needed. And
Heather, is this not Judge Husson's?
Judge, there should be 2 cases for Knight's Holding. One is ours that she needs to be. Oh, wait, you know what? Now that I'm looking, I'm sorry. The one that she needs to be arraigned on is showing it falls under her. But let me just double check that date. I also did, while I have you on here, receive a phone call from an attorney at the end of the day yesterday saying that they were going to be retained. They just couldn't make the court date today, but they never filed a
As far as that,
appearance
they
yet.
know better than that. We're not adjourning everything. So a lawyer, I'm sorry, if we don't have an appearance, as far as I'm concerned, the lawyer who purportedly was going to represent them is not the lawyer representing them. It's basic. They should have known that the first day they got out of law school.
So Judge, I'm looking in the non-payment one is ours, and the one that she
I
has
see.
never been arraigned on is Judge Husson's.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm rescheduling these. Can you spell your name for me again?
Odessa,
Odessa,
it's the company Odessa, and last name Codilla.
Codilla. All right. I'll just make a note you appeared. We're rescheduling this. You need a lawyer. Reschedule. This is going to go primarily on Judge Hesson. So what are we doing? The 25th?
That would be a crossover on our day. We could do that though.
Well, whatever day.
Or she has
you
them
want-
on March 4th.
What's that?
March 4th, Judge Husson has Brownstown.
Does anybody have Brownstown next week? The 8th?
She does have it on the 18th, yes.
I'm going to reschedule this to February 18th. We'll do it 9:45. You need a lawyer, okay? I mean, we spent the ticket. You got to be careful with this. This ticket was issued back in April of 25.
For some reason, I saw the ticket last month, and I was trying to coordinate with the city about how to go about this.
Here's what needs to happen.
Here's where legal complexity meets real-world confusion. The situation escalates from a simple civil infraction into a misdemeanor, all because of failure to appear. This is something a lot of people don't realize. Ignoring a ticket or notice doesn't make it disappear, it actually makes things worse. The judge carefully explains how the process unfolded, which is key for transparency. And now we're seeing a possible resolution if payment is verified. The case might be dismissed. But might is doing a lot of work here. So let me ask you, should courts be more forgiving in cases like this? Or does this system fairly reward those who take action quickly?
This is what happened, just so you. They wrote you for failure to rental register your. When you didn't show up on the civil infraction, it turned into a misdemeanor. So now you have a civil infraction you're in default on, that the company is in default on, that they owe 198 on. And you got, you paid this?
I think that, when I became aware of it, I've been asking the city how I can pay it, and initially we misunderstood because I couldn't find it online. And then
How'd you pay it? Did you pay it through?
when I was able to, I kept trying something because I was finally able to talk to somebody yesterday to get assistance that could guide me in it. And then they told me how to pay, but initially
All right, let's slow down. Did you pay it at the court?
the online payment system.
Do we have,
Not if she paid it within the last couple, or the last 24 hours. Prior to that, it has not been paid, Judge.
It went through yesterday, the payment
how
file.
long does that take for us to figure that out when they pay
I
on?
can- If she used the one system, I can look right now. I'm gonna look. and
Yeah,
see if-
look now, and I got a better idea if she's.
Ma'am, did you pay on the site that charged a fee?
E-courts, e-courts,
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that did not go through, Judge. We don't have no payment.
they emailed me the receipt though.
Well, listen, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you go down the hall. You see if you can resolve this with her. If she pays this, I'm gonna send it to Brownstown. They might just go ahead and dismiss the misdemeanor. But I need proof. So can you figure that out? Do I need to send the file down, or can you do it with her just going down and showing you her receipt?
She can come down with the receipt. We can look at it.
Go down there and we'll figure something out, but you can't ignore these things, okay? All right, go down and talk to her. We'll see if you paid. If she has, tell me. I'm gonna call in Ms. Foley Carter on this, okay? Thanks.
It's
You're gonna go out that exit, see the doors in the back, and then go all the way down the end of the hall, okay? All right, thanks. National Elect.
Now we enter a plea negotiation scenario, and this is where legal strategy comes into play. The defendant is facing multiple charges, but through negotiation, some are dismissed while others are reduced. This is extremely common in criminal law. Pleading guilty to a lesser charge can minimize risk, especially when the evidence is strong. But it comes with consequences, license revocation, fines, and strict program requirements. The judge also introduces sobriety court, which is less about punishment and more about rehabilitation. So what do you think? Is this system giving people a real chance to change, or just another layer of control?
Electric LLC, 26B82503. Good morning, counsel. How are you?
Good morning, Todd Barrett, on behalf of National Electric.
So, you registered with your company, the company registered with the township, and they're gonna go ahead and dismiss, right?
That's my understanding. There's a motion to dismiss. We have no objection to that. We have verified. They have registered with the township, and then any issues with a permit or inspection have been handled. So-
Okay. All right, good enough. They moved to dismiss, case dismissed. Good to see you, Mr. Barrett. You take care. Which one do you have?
I have Mr. Wilson. He is, I mean, it's pretty.
A and B. Good morning, Mr. Sparrow.
Good morning, huh? For the record, James Sparrow, on behalf of Mr. Wilson in this matter.
Sir, your name?
Reginald Wilson Jr.
All right, so we have a charge of super drunk. We have a charge of PBT refusal. He's going to plead responsible to that charge, PBT refusal. They're going to dismiss the super drunk. He's going to plead guilty to operating unimpaired. True?
That is correct.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you do that, the possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 300. He just had a case.
2 years ago. And this is the sobriety court, Jesus. Or a sobriety court for all.
Oh, it's going to be, is that right?
Yes, there were notations on the other plate.
Okay.
And I can let you know, he does have his sheet. He is doing his sober link, and he has already had an intake and 2 sessions with a counselor at Delaware Providence. We went over the sobriety court checklist, and he does want to.
He understands I have to immobilize his vehicle today, right?
Today, we talked about that, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, so if you plead guilty to operating while impaired, the possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service. Court costs are all of those. 4 points will be added to your traffic record. Your license would be suspended or revoked, in this case revoked. Your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized. It will have to be immobilized. So I'm gonna have to order that immobilized. Your license will be revoked, effective in the next couple of days. Do you understand that? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not gonna have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have his AA verification?
Yes, I've seen it. He had one.
That's all right. I don't.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Has he been going 3 times a week?
Yes, he's got 11 or 12 at this point.
All right, so you understand everything that's going on here.
Yes,
You understand what a commitment that sobriety court is?
yes, I do. I've read all the paperwork.
So you're gonna have to come to status reviews every other week with me, either at 7:30 or 3 on Wednesdays, 7:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're gonna have to meet with probation in the off weeks. You're gonna be going to AA 3 times a week, going to treatment, going to an arm program, testing 3 times a week during your bond phase at your own expense. Once you get accepted into the program, we will pay for the testing and the sober link on with our grant, so long as you test every time and you test negative every time. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, I just want you to be aware, because there's no way you get through that program unless you're 1000% committed.
And Your Honor, one other thing I can say is that we know somebody mutually who was kind enough to talk to him that has been through a program in a different court. That's the sobriety court in Lincoln Park, and he kind of gave him a heads up on what the expectations are and how the program really helped his life.
Good. All right, so you want to do this.
Yes, sir.
You understand all your rights.
Yes, sir.
You understand the possible penalties.
Yes, sir.
To the charge operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on November 13th of 25 on Sibley near Racco in Brownstown at 8:25 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
Prior to that, did you drink alcohol? And if so, what did you drink and how much did you drink?
And a few Jack and Cokes.
All right, how many's a few?
4 or 5 maybe.
All right, and was your ability to operate the motor vehicle impaired due to the consumption of the alcohol?
Yes.
In what way? Why were you pulled over by the police?
We're speeding, swearing.
You think you were speeding and swerving?
A good possibility, yes.
And you think you were speeding and swerving at least in part because of your alcohol consumption?
Yes, sir.
Was this an intoxilizer test or was it a blood
It was
draw?
blood.
And do you stipulate that it was accurate? That is a .199?
Stipulated.
Are you on probation or parole right now?
No, sir.
Were you in front of me on the other case or Judge Hessen or somebody else?
You, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
All right, I'm gonna accept your plea into the charge of PBT refusal, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible.
I'll accept that plea. I'm going to dismiss the super drunk charge. I'll accept the plea to impaired, accept the plea to PBT refusal. And I'll refer you for a screening and assessment. I hope. So we're gonna have sobriety court on Wednesday next week, okay? So you'll have to make up your mind whatever one is easier for you to attend. So this is a sobriety court case. We're gonna put it out, Heather, probably till. Let's see, let's go to like the week of the 18th of March. For
Okay, so yeah,
sentencing.
you have March 18th and you want to do 8:30?
Yes, that's perfect. March the 18th at 8:30. So you'll go fill out a questionnaire and you'll be interviewed. I'm ordering the mobilization of your vehicle. You're gonna have to prepare that order, Heather. It's gonna be for 90 days. And you have to have all that done by February the 18th, 1 week from today. So you have to have the vehicle immobilized. Probation will give you all your other bond conditions. And we'll see you back here then. I'll defer the sentencing, by the way, on the civil infraction of March the 18th as well at 8:30, okay?
This courtroom session highlights a powerful truth. The legal system doesn't just react to crimes, it responds to behavior, whether it's ignoring court dates, failing to take responsibility, or actively working toward rehabilitation. Every action shapes the outcome. We saw frustration, second chances, strict warnings, and structured opportunities to mistakes. The judge balanced accountability with fairness but made one thing clear: respect the court or face the consequences. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.